So I'm patching holes in this home, and the homeowner asked if I could patch a hole in the door. I said, sure I can. I'll use Quick Dry drywall joint compound. It's not the ideal product for this, but I've used it many times before and it seems to work well. What I like to do is get the butt end of my knife, ream out the hole so it dents inward as much as possible, and then get just a small amount, daub it on there. Now this is just a pre-fill. We'll let that dry, and then once it's hardened, we'll tape it and coat it just like a regular drywall joint. And then we'll sand it and it will turn out really nice. With this patch on the door, I've pre-filled it with Quick Dry drywall joint compound. It's not really made for patching doors, but we're using it to patch a door anyways, just for fun. It actually holds a lot better than you might think. I'm just going to gently scrape off the high spots. Then I'm going to put a layer of fiberglass mesh tape over that. If anyone were to slam the door, I wouldn't want that little patch to crack out, so the fiberglass mesh will help to prevent it from cracking. I'm going to set this down, and I'll just use a layer of drywall joint compound topping. I'll put over that. Open the door a little bit so I can get right to the edge. You know, the door doesn't want to hold still. Okay. And then my 12-inch knife, I'll go over that. Okay. Now, it doesn't need to look perfect, just the first layer of mud. But once that's dry, I'll sand it gently, and I might be able to sand that into perfect flatness. But if not, I'll just put another skim coat of mud over it, let it dry and sand it, and it will turn out beautiful. It will completely turn invisible. And once it's painted, you'll never know that a hole was there in that door. So the first coat of mud on this door patch is dry. Now I'm going to sand it. I'll try to suck up the dust with my vacuum as I go so that it stays a little more of a dust-free environment. We'll see how this first coat turns out. As you can see, if you look really closely, there are teeny tiny pinholes in the door. I don't know if the camera's picking it up or not, but there are. So I'm going to put a very tight layer of mud on there, just paper thin, and let it dry. And once we sand it, that hole will have disappeared and it will paint up really nice. I'm ready to put a final coat of mud on this little door patch. I'll do it with a 6-inch knife. I'm going to trowel my mud on in a pattern slightly larger than what I did before. I'm going to take it off really clean. Just a really tight, thin layer of mud, paper thin. Filled in all those little air bubbles. And once I sand that, it's going to be flat and smooth, just like the surface of this wood door, and it'll paint up really well. Okay, it's time to sand this little patch on the door the final time, and it's going to look really nice, I think. It's almost like that hole never was even there. Smooth as a door.